About his books that he have out. The recent book that he have here is Shaggy Pants. And so he's going to introduce, the book to everyone. And here we go, Mr. Lawrence Bollard.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can I get you guys to swing around this way so I can see who I'm talking to? If you would kindly swing around this way. You look so exhausted from Zumba and boxing and all of that, but if I can get you to just swing around this way. I'm not going to take up a whole lot of your time, but I'd like to know who's in the audience. Do I have any high school students out here today? I see I got a lot of young people in heart, but do I have any students? I mean, the ninth graders out here? And the ninth graders? 10th graders? Seniors? Seniors?
Yeah, right here.
Oh, we got juniors in the house?
We got some real seniors.
We don't have any seniors in the house? Just one. So the juniors turned up, right? That was kind of weak. Are the juniors in the house? Good deal. You guys excited about going to the 12th grade next year? I see we got some governor students here.
Yeah.
What are my governor students?
Right here.
We got the Hopewell students here. Petersburg students. Oh. Well, I tell you what, if you guys will swing around here a little bit closer, what I want to do is I don't want to take up a whole lot of your time, but I want to share with you some of the things I think that are important. How many of you like reading? Nobody like reading? 1, 2, 3, 4. How many of you know what the Library of Congress is? Anybody know what the Library of Congress is? Do you know what it means to be in the Library of Congress?
Yeah.
Who knows what it means to be in the Library of Congress? Mr. Muse, can you tell them what it means to be in the Library of Congress?
Hey y'all, how you doing?
Right.
Every book in America is in the Library of Congress. They chart everything. You can look on the inside second page of most books, and you will be given an ISPN number, and that is every book ever written, charted, recorded, and of the Library of Congress. And it is one of the most awesome information, searchable databases out there. And for anything that you are interested in, our government has amazingly found time to research it. So folks, please, learn about the Library of Congress. Very, very important.
It's going to be on YouTube.
Listen, I think there's a book in everybody. How many of you would like to write a book?
Oh, plus I put you on
I see 1 or 2, 3.
Manhattan Cable.
If you write a book, you have an opportunity to always be remembered. Did you know that? You're going to someday die. But if you write a book and it goes into the Library of Congress, which means you get an ISBN number, that means you're immortalized. That means you will be forever remembered. That means no matter 100 years from now, when they look up a certain number, a specific number, that means either your picture's going to pop up or your information is going to pop up. And I believe there's a book in everybody. How many, I thought I had some juniors like they may have strayed away. But what I will say is, for those of you who are juniors, that means you've got to pass a pretty important test in order to graduate, right? And a lot of times what I've discovered, even if you're in a governor's school, there are some students that's not doing so well on that particular test. So that test is all about reading and it's all about writing. So what I'm talking about today is really just all about reading and about writing. So what I've done is I've had an opportunity. I've been blessed to write 5 books. I've published all of them. And so the only thing I'm going to do today is kind of give you a snapshot of what those are about. The first book I'm going to show you is my very first book. It's called Nothing Substitute Time. How many of you guys have a father? That's a trick question. Everybody's got a father, you know, right? Some kind of way you got a father. You may know him, may not know him, but this book is called Nothing Substitutes Time. This book is all about fathers. It talks about the important role that a father plays. If your father's not there, he still plays a critical role. You know why he plays a critical role? It's because you got a void, because you're missing him. And if you're missing him, whether he's in prison, whether he's dead, or wherever he is, there's a void that needs to be filled. And so I talk about this in this particular book. I talk about the important role of the father. And what we've discovered is over research, do you know that 74% of African-American children are born to unwed mothers? Did you know that Virginia had one of the highest teen pregnancy rate in the country? So that means we've got a lot of fathers out there that just kind of checked out. And so what I wanted to do with that book is tell them it's so important to spend critical time with your parents. with your children. Next book I wrote is called Summers with Lauren. It's a book about getting to spend your very first summer with a young with a young child, and some of it, Lauren, is a book about this little boy who tries to manipulate his dad to stay up at night. Any of you guys ever try to manipulate your parents to do something? Like to stay out late? You do? You manipulate to try and step a little later, right? Well, that's what this little guy was doing. He tried to manipulate his dad, but guess what? His dad manipulated him. Guess what his dad manipulated him to do? No. He manipulated him to learn how to say the entire Lord's Prayer.
Woo.
At 2.
Jesus.
I got anybody younger than 2 out here? How old are you? 7. Wow. That means you could learn that much faster than this 2-year-old did. This little boy tried to manipulate his dad, but his dad manipulated him. And guess what? On top of manipulating him to learn how to say the Lord's Prayer, the next thing he did was he told him a story about this little girl and how her and her dad got to spend their very first summer together and how it almost didn't happen. And so there were some challenges with that, and that was my second book. It's a children's story. And what I would compel some of you to do is, if you know how to draw or don't know how to draw, guess what? You see these little pictures in this page? It costs $200 a picture. Did you hear me?
$200.
That little picture costs $200 a picture. So if you can draw a little bit, you may be able to do